All right, so I'm in the middle of researching and constructing one of those slideshow type videos about the Sankhyakarika and correlations with modern physics. That is a huge project, and I think I'm going to have to do it in multiple parts. Um, but, I'm presenting myself here as the student, and so I can come on here and sort of share what I'm learning as I'm learning it. And I guess the first thing that comes to mind is that the Sankhyakarika has been translated in a number of different ways. You can look it up and you can find a version of it where it talks about basically human perception, psychology, sort of with a spiritual, within a spiritual context, sort of advice for living and thinking. The author that I'm reading right now claims that the actual work is much more concise and really quite austere, and that it is in fact mathematical, and that what it is really talking about is the fundamental nature of the universe. And you can see some of that in other translations. But it seems like there is a lot that is open to interpretation. So I'm trying to keep an open mind. Some of the things that this author presents don't necessarily agree with what has been revealed to me, you could say, in the past. Studying this work has caused me to remember some things that I was working on in 2007, 2006, and 2007 when I had a screeching halt to my life. That's when I first really encountered the consequences of addiction, and my life came to a screeching halt, and I had some time to think. And that's when this sort of numerical model came to me, where you simply think of a unit as a sphere in 3 dimensions, or simply a circle in 2 dimensions. And so you can work with the fact that you have a circle. That opens up all the trigonometry, using the ratio of the circumference to its diameter, pi. Certain arrangements of these circles will reveal the Fibonacci sequence to you. And you can use the properties of spherical geometry, as well as the combinatorics of how to arrange spheres and circles around each other, to create a model for physics. Well, I ran out of money, and then I had to go and work as a physician again. And So I did that for 15 years, and that theory just kind of gathered dust. Well, this time around, I voluntarily stopped the money chasing work and purposefully went back to pursuing the study of the fundamentals of the universe. And it led me through some recommendations to look at the Sankhyakarika. Now, it seems like the basic unit in the Sankhyakarika is a cube. That's the part I have my questions about. What the Sankhyakarika has been able to do, though, is in its most basic form, really in the first sutra itself, it presents the equation 1 plus x equals 1 over x, the solution to which is the golden ratio. Or really the reciprocal of the golden ratio. When you start counting interactive states and following the formulas of this theorem, well, you derive the value of E, Euler's number, and the value of pi, of all things. So it's all in there. And, well, I'm still pretty early in my understanding of it. I mean, I've read all the sutras and some interpretations of them, but it hasn't all sunk in yet. The author of all this used a method of meditation to perform the translation of the work called Siddhi meditation, Siddhi. Sort of a meditation of the imagination where really you create a holographic version of the universe in the mind. And the universe itself gives you information, interprets the bare bones sutras for you, reveals its secrets, I guess. Seems like this is what was happening back in 2006, 2007. I didn't know that was the case. Well, for one thing, I didn't know much conventional physics yet. These sutras, the Sankhyakarika, promises to explain the boundary between the atomic nucleus and the forces, the strong force that works within it, versus the electron cloud and the expansive forces inherent in the electron cloud, as well as the boundary itself, where the weak nuclear force holds sway. Things that change flavors of where beta decay being an example of it, where a quark will change its nature and an electron will be released. versus electron capture, the process in reverse. And neutrinos are involved in this process, and these things are explained within these sutras. I find that, and gravity is explained. I mean, this promises to be a theory of quantum gravity. A lot of the properties of special and even general relativity are explained there. So I'm rather excited about this. I'm happy to be emerging from the void that I described to you in my last video. And I'm going to keep going on this quest to understand these things. I'm not sure that the Sankhyakarika necessarily has all the answers. There might be some new information, which my version of CD meditation might reveal. We'll see. So I will keep you updated on this. And yeah. Now I'm going to provide some exercise to my crazy dog. I think his craziness and his need for vigorous exercise is really doing a lot to get me in better shape. And I'm doing the chakra work and breath work while I run with him. One of these times I'll try to get a video of him, but you know, he's pretty crazy and it's hard to really do that right now. So, all right. I will talk to you soon.